All right, we're back, man. It has been far too long. It has been a crazy start to the year for me. As soon as the new year hit, so much stuff just started happening immediately, but I'm trying to get back on my YouTube grind. And yeah, I figured we'd go back to the roots of this one a little bit, do a little laroi juice cook up. Show out the new camera lens. It's looking very crispy. As you can see, I still haven't fully got the focus down, but we move. I start with some major 7 and suspended chords, and then I'm just adding some counter melodies on the top to really build an atmosphere. These sound simple at first, but it's really all about the processing. Lately with all my beats, I've really been trying to have an instant vibe and atmosphere right away, rather than having people wait for an interesting part like the chorus. I really just want people to hear it immediately and just be glued. Doing this, I've really tried to keep my melodies way simpler, but also catchier, and that's kind of a tough balance to do, but I think I'm figuring it out. And then here we are, pitching everything up so it sounds like a sample, and adding a vocal chop. If you thought I was going to show you me recording this vocal chop, you are hilarious, because hell no. And then we got the sub, the growler moog. I've been abusing this in like every beat still, but whatever, it sounds good. I think when you put this in the vocal chop, you get that instant atmosphere I was talking about earlier. All right, and then we got this pluck. So on its own, it doesn't really sound that cool, but then once you add like a bunch of reverb and delay, I'll show the Portal preset later, it really sits in the background super nicely. As you can tell right away, there's a huge difference. Shout out Portal as well. I know I've been using it for a while, but if you haven't tried it yet, definitely do some crazy stuff in there. Then we got this lead synth, so you can see I'm messing around with the MIDI here. I'm really trying to not go with the first thing I do, because these days it's kind of automatic, so I'm just searching for like the best melody I can come up with at the time. And for me, it's really important processing-wise that the melody you put into the effects is actually good, because if it's not and you're just throwing effects on a melody that sucks, you're really not going to do anything and it's just going to be some muddy mess. And then Portal's been the flavor of the month for a while, so that's what I'm going to throw on here. I'm actually going to go with this preset in my Mirage bank with Stafford called Blade. We made this one a while ago, and this one, just listen to that. Super distorted bit crushed reverb, just sounds really cool and just makes the sound way different than before. And now onto the drums. So I feel like I've kind of neglected the drums for me for a while. I've been focusing really only on melody. So it's nice to try and lock in on some drums properly. I really improve, because I feel like I've given so much to making loops and samples that the drums have kind of got lost a little bit. I'm really trying to improve my sound selection as well as bounce. I think that's super important. We got some open hats. And then after these, we got some ambient crashes. Now for those, I really wanted to try and emulate Fly Shit Only by Future. I just really like the ambient crash sound in that song. And then we got hi-hats. I'm really just trying to keep these as bouncy as possible. And I'm changing the velocities as well. I remember Southside said something really crazy recently. It was like, your hi-hats roll, mine cut. So lately I've been doing that. I've been cutting the rolls a little bit, and it actually makes them way bouncier. And then for the 808, the same rule applies, to be honest. And now for our pre-chorus, took away all the drums, really just trying to make this as like dramatic and cinematic as possible before our drums come back in. For some reason, anytime I make like a pre-chorus or an intro that's super emo or like grungy sounding, it just reminds you of Kid Cudi. Shout out the Hums, I guess. As well as my crazy caffeine addiction, shout out the coffee. And then the last cherry on top, grab some nature sounds for the intro, tuck them in the background, and we're good to go. All right, before I play the final beat, I just want to say a huge thank you for sticking around. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video. It goes a long way. Hope you all learned something today. Catch you in the next one.